Bourbon and Boxing.
What is going on out there, Bourbon and Boxing fans, man? Welcome to another episode of Bourbon and Boxing. Once again, this is episode 49. I'm your host, Jeff, and this is your guy.
Big Spade, what's up with it?
Yeah, back for another episode, man. We saw some
Yes,
really good
sir.
fights over the weekend. Saw some really good undercard on ESPN, man. I kind of want to jump right into what you thought uh, about the Foster Nova fight, man. I thought it should have been, in my opinion, I thought it should have been a unanimous decision in favor of Foster, who I thought took over after about the fourth or fifth round of that fight and kind of figured Nova out. Nova came out kind of on hot, in my opinion. He came out doing his thing, but then once Foster figured him out, he controlled that fight. And I thought it should have been a unanimous decision. Came down to a split decision for Foster, who still got the win. But what was your thoughts on that, man?
I really ain't catch it like that, but I did catch the replays and I did hear people talking about it. Like what's his name? Can't think of his name right now. But they were saying how he like what you said, go back to what you said, that he had figured him out and that at first I guess not Foster, what's the other guy name?
Nova,
Weird.
Nova, yeah.
Nova was like probably like what you was saying, like I say about the sixth round, he started figuring Nova out, and and, um, and that he started coming along, which I seen him dropping. I seen him dropping.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, I seen him like okay, he figured him out. Dude was trying to, I guess, make it seem like he was pushing him around, but he wasn't though.
It was a
He had
pretty solid punch when you look at it. It was
yeah,
like, yeah,
like
it was definitely a knockdown, no doubt.
I
He
got it.
claims he slipped a little bit. I mean, it was a
Yeah,
flash knockdown, something that didn't hurt him. But
yeah.
if you watch Shockey Foster's his last three fights, he's knocked down the guy in the 12th round.
Yeah,
He
they said
stopped
it's
Rocky
gas though.
Hernandez.
They
Huh?
said it's they what's his name, man? What's his name that fought Pacquiao? He beat him once. I don't think
Oh, you
he
talking
beat him.
about the dude that got beat? We were just talking about him last week, and I can't
No,
remember this
no,
dude's
no,
name.
no,
Nah,
no, no.
not that dude.
He an announcer now. Terrence Crawford, boy. I can't think of his name right
Man, yeah.
now. I hate when
Oh,
they
I
forget
know
it.
who you talking about. Yeah. Bradley,
Uh,
Timothy Bradley. Yeah,
Timothy Bradley.
yeah.
Yeah. He was saying how he has to get more gas in his tank, I guess. Foster.
Man, I don't know. He can go 12 rounds with he's gone. He's a 12 round fighter. If you look at his career overall, his
Yeah.
issue, he seems to start out slow. And I don't know if it's so much starting out slow or just kind of he's breaking his opponent down. He's seeing what this guy has. He's letting dude kind of showcase. He kind of lets his guys showcase, like, hey, show me what you got.
Yeah.
And then he starts to break them
Figure
down
it
in the
out.
later round. He likes to take you out to deep waters, even though I felt like Nova was prepared for deep waters, no doubt. But he just his style broke down. He became, to where you were able to time Nova because he was just so predictable. At some
Yeah.
point, he showcased everything he kind of had within the first four rounds. I thought, and then from there, Foster was kind of like, okay, he timed his pattern, started doing good counters, and just kind of outboxing from there. Uh, the one judge from New York had it in favor of Nova, and some people have no issues with it, but I do because it's like, in what fight? Like, even with Nova's early rounds that he might have gotten, there was no later rounds that he got. And like, this is the type of stuff that I think bothers me more than anything is like that type of judging. The dude's a New York fighter, Nova was. So obviously the New York judge had favored him, but he had him 114, 113. And I just
Okay.
thought, there's no way you
So
could
it
have
wasn't that
seen in
close?
any way. I
It wasn't
didn't
that
see it as
close?
I thought it was unanimous. I thought it was honestly, I would have given it 8-4 to Foster all day,
Right.
because he just controlled every round from the fourth round up and figured Nova out. Nova wasn't really bringing much after that. He doesn't really have the power to hurt anybody, so he didn't have
Oh,
anything. Once
okay.
once Foster knew he doesn't have power, and he figured out his timing and rhythm, I think that's when he broke him down. But
Timothy Bradley ain't really say nothing bad about him. He was giving him a lot of credit though. Like he a bad boy for real. So, but
yeah,
that's Timothy Bradley.
I like him, but I feel like he lacks something. I like him. I like his ring IQ a lot, his boxing
I
ability,
gotta watch him.
but he
I just
doesn't have that. Like the Rocky Hernandez fight, that was a great fight, but he doesn't
right.
have that flash that's going to make the outside boxing world draw attention to him. I don't think, you know what I mean, like a Pacquiao or a Mayweather or a Crawford, Canelo,
Yeah,
those guys that had that, the outside world knew who they were. Even if you didn't watch boxing, you knew those guys. I
no, they
like him, but
did.
I don't see him as a superstar like that. Uh,
Could it be at a weight class too though? What weight class is he in?
now here's the issue I have is that he claims he's having the weight was an issue. He does claim cutting weight was an issue, but you just signed with Top Rank and you signed to take over that 130 division. Like that's what he signed for. So Top Rank, who already has a stale stable at 135, not doing shit. You don't need another dude to move to 135 in an already packed division. You need that name at 130. So he's kind of got to find a way to make that weight
I could see
and
how
make
this
that
guy
130
go.
work for at least a few fights because there's a lot of good opportunities. Now, of course, Navarrete is going to move up to 135, but he holds the WBC belt at 130. You do have Valdez is fighting Liam Wilson. That's an option for the winner of that for him. He likes that option. I think he should fight Lamont Roach next at
Lamont
130.
Roach.
Yeah,
Jamil
yeah, yeah.
Harrington beat Jamil Harrington beat Lamont Roach too.
But I think that would be a good test for him. I
I,
would favor
I think
Foster in that fight,
this
but
one
I
Lamont
think
Roach
that's
was a
his.
prospect.
Yeah, I think it's just his best option if he's going to wait out. I mean, unless he takes the winner of Valdez versus Liam Wilson, which that's going to be. I favor Valdez in that fight, which would be a great fight for him. Uh, but I don't know, man. I like Foster a lot. I just think if he's going to have weight issues at some point, like if it drained him that much in this fight, how much longer can he maintain to stay at that weight without punishing his body too much? You know what I mean? Because
Right.
we saw that with the Ortiz kid at 147 ended up in the hospital because he was trying to stay at that one weight class. You know what I mean? Not a smart
Like
move for fighters, but it
like I
sucks that
said,
he just signed with them at 130 and Top Rank's probably like, nah, we need you at 130. We need you in that division because Navarrete moving up. But Navarrete can move back down, and that's a fight that can be made. I just think Navarrete, he's a different animal, man. I don't know. I don't know. Who would you favor in that, Foster or Navarrete?
see, I'm hit to Navarrete, and he throw a lot of punches, and he coming to kill. See, I ain't hit the Nova. I ain't see Nova style like that. I I I know Navarrete though. I know his style. He coming in there, he throwing punches. He could take a punch. You're gonna have to really get him the fuck off of you. Can Foster handle
Yeah.
that type of pressure? I don't know.
Well, the distance too, because Foster's not an aggressive style fighter. He's not going to come at you. He's not going to force that fight. You know what I mean? He likes to sit back and let you make your move and kind of, either fight you in the middle of the ring
But
or,
yeah,
fight off
everybody
his
ain't
back
good.
foot.
Look, everybody ain't good. Like, I mean, sometimes you got to be an amazing fighter just to be fighting off your back foot when you got somebody hungry like Navarrete that can take
Yeah.
your punch, your
Yeah. With that
hardest shot.
length that he has, also, I think it
And
would
he
be,
awkward as fuck. It ain't just like he coming forward and he aggressive Sean Porter. He coming awkward as hell. He
yeah.
coming, he
He like,
awkward. He
bounce
coming,
this way and
yeah,
punch you over
he,
here.
yeah,
And you,
yeah.
like, what
So
the fuck? Where's he at? Like, yeah, it
yeah,
doesn't make any
so
sense. He's probably the most awkward fighter in the sport by far, I think, in
but you
boxing.
think he gonna come back down? I don't think he'll come back down. I
Uh,
think I think
Here's my thing. If he, what are they fighting for? The vacant IBF belt.
Lamont
Uh,
Roach got
uh,
a belt too. Hold on,
yeah, yeah, he does.
Bill.
He holds a W. Is it a WBO or IBF? Because
I know he ended up winning
WBC
the belt.
belongs to Navarrete, but if he stays at 135, he'll obviously vacate that belt
Okay.
uh, at 130. So that'll be an open WBC belt. But they showed up. There's 4 different champions down there. Foster's got a belt. Uh, Navarrete's got a belt. Lamont Roach has a belt. And there was another dude that they mentioned. As soon as I see it, I'll be like, it's an obvious name. But 4 guys hold the belt down there. But Navarrete, if he stays at 135, now my thing with him though is he's been my favorite fighter for a while, watching him for like 3 or 4 years now, and I'm like, this dude is different. But Concession in that last fight that they had may have found the formula to be able to beat or stop that awkwardness that Navarrete has. He was timing him like no other, bro. Like every time
He
he
ain't had
would
that gas
bounce
on him.
out and try to
That's
bounce
all.
in, he would
Yeah,
catch him and he would
yeah.
time it just
He
perfect. And
couldn't
I'm
put him
like,
down either
man,
though. He couldn't
no,
put him
no, he
down.
wasn't. You're
He
not.
Navarrete was eating that shit. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
yeah. He eats
Listen,
a
I'm
lot of
like,
shit, but at
dude
135, can
ain't
he?
had no more gas either. That gas tank went out. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. He
him and
like
Tank. Oh, him and Tank at
Navarrete and
135.
Tank.
Ooh,
No, Tank
ooh.
could kill him.
I ain't Tank
Not
one punch. He that would be the
Tank could
true
kill him,
test of Navarrete's jaw. If Navarrete could take Tank's punch,
bro.
then
No,
that's unreal. I don't think he
no,
can. I don't think anybody can.
no.
That's just too
He could
natural.
kill him.
But
That'd be
that
like
would
Santa
be.
Cruz. That'd be like that Santa Cruz fight, bro.
You think? I think
Uh,
it'd be better than the Cruz fight. I really do
he,
because I think Navarrete, man, he just brings something different. Even though Tank,
he
man, I
throw a lot
love
of punches like Santa Cruz too. He awkward, but Tank. Everybody say Tank is a boxer, man. He know how to
that he
box.
is. He's beautiful to
He know
watch.
how to
Like
bait you
he
in.
baits you
He know
and
how
then
to do that
counter.
shit, bro.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
he gonna let you touch. He want to feel with your power, like he want to feel that punch. So he know,
Yeah.
like, okay, how to box you, how to figure you out. Okay, oh, that's it. All right, let me set him up.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
all.
because
That's what he
Navarrete is
doing.
not a power puncher. Like he does get
Man,
off
it's
on dudes,
over.
but he's
It's
not
over.
a power puncher.
It's
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
If you
So
fighting
I would
Tank, you
favor
gotta
Tank
have
as
some
a
type of
power,
power behind you.
but
You
putting
better
him up
have some
against
power behind you.
Shakur, who wins that fight? Him or Shakur?
Who?
Navarrete or Shakur?
Shakur gonna pick him apart.
You think? I
I
don't know, man. Like I'm a huge
man,
Shakur
what?
fight. Like, look, listen to me. I've advocated for Shakur for so
What?
many years, man. So many years. And but I feel like boxing ability, I feel like they're both like right around like the awkwardness of Navarrete, I think would would cause some issues for Shakur. You know
Let
what
me
I
tell
mean?
you.
But
Let me tell you. Navarrete gonna do
100%
good
Shakur,
from
100% healthy, I would probably favor Shakur.
from
Healthy Shakur, some time off.
first to fourth round. Navarrete gonna do good. Fifth through the fifth round over with. He gonna watch that boy up. I'm trying to tell you, bro. He ain't.
I'd love to see
Fuck
it
no.
because I want to see
Fuck no.
Navarrete against a top talent.
Fuck no.
Like
I
the
love to see
clinic he
that
put
fight
on
though.
Valdez was just
I love to.
ridiculous. Like
Yeah, he beat the fuck out of
I
Valdez.
thought he
But
beat him
look,
worse than Shakur.
look,
Shakur beat the
man,
shit out of Valdez,
listen.
but
When you take the steroids away, how good are you?
very true because Valdez has lost what
Cheating
like
ass.
what 4 or 5 fights since that issue. At least I know he's had at least 3 fights and he's lost 2 of those if I'm correct. Shakur was he fighting Shakur before the steroids issue?
He
Or was
fought him
that
after the
after?
start.
Yeah, yeah,
After,
yeah. That was afterwards.
after.
Yeah. So, and he lost that, and then he lost against Navarrete. But that's the same thing we talk about with Conor Ben. You know, no more punching power after
Oh,
being caught on steroids.
because I wanted
Kind
to
of
ask you this.
obvious.
So your boy Canelo, we can't act like we forgot. That's what
Yeah.
made me cool on him. Like, oh, you cheating? And then to
Oh,
come to
what?
find
Didn't he get caught twice or some shit?
it, and then to come to find out, this ain't no coincidence because you and uh Valdez had the same
Oh, fuck yeah. They had the
coach.
same fucking coach training, the
Huh?
same gym.
Huh?
Yeah. I mean, look,
Why Ryan get out of there?
I don't want to piss all the Mexicans off out there.
No, we
You
ain't
know,
gonna. Nah,
I
hell
don't
no.
want to piss them
We ain't
off
talking.
because
Nah,
they
hell
come
no.
in drones. They love
I
their
love
fighters.
Mexican fighters.
They
I
love
love
their
Mexican
fighters.
fighters too.
They love their
Yeah,
fighters. But
yeah.
I will say Canelo right now, like I feel like he's overrated. Like career wise, yeah, he's spot, but he cherry picks who he wants. I mean, he absolutely cherry
Terrence
picks
always
anybody
say
that he
that.
wants. He's fighting who he wants to fight right now. He's
Yeah.
not he's not taking the fights he should take. He's basically trying to build on it. Like him jumping up to fight Bivol. Uh, he jumped up to fight a dude before that in the cruiserweight. Also, I just like for me, he's what's wrong with boxing when you're not fighting your mandatories, when fights that he should be fighting should be happening, like him keeping everybody in limbo, saying that, "Oh well, I'm not going to fight David Benavidez right now." Like, what the hell does that even mean? If that's your mandatory fight, that's the fight that should be next on the table. Why is he allowed, and why is the WBC allowed him to pretty much make his own motherfucking rules to say, well, oh yeah, I'll fight John Ryder, my mandatory. Yeah, I bet you fucking will, John motherfucking Ryder. Like, come on. Nobody saw that dude ever as a threat, but you won't fight David Benavidez. And then the WBC allowing that. And you know, the same thing with Charlo at 160, 160, 164. He still
65.
has his belts and his last fights weren't even for the belts. And then he's made it almost
Ooh, Big
uh
Charlo.
yeah, the big
He
Charlo.
still got he still got them belts, bro.
Still got all his belts. They
No, he
stripped it,
don't.
and then check it out. They stripped his brother of his belts at 154 because he
Because Big
hasn't
Jamal
announced
still
his
got them
next
belts.
fights. His
They must
brother at
not be nobody in no
160,
weight class.
and then he didn't fight in his weight class. He couldn't make the weight. He came in like they agreed at
Big,
164.
bigger,
He
yeah. They
came
fought
in.
Benavidez, big brother, yeah.
Yeah. He bought
But
Jose
hold on, he still got
Benavidez.
them. He still got them belts.
Yes, and it was a non-championship fight. His first fight back in 2.5 years. Still has the belts. Like, how can the
Who in
WBC,
his weight class?
WBO, IBF, all these 164, if I'm correct, is what he was at.
65, I think. It ain't
He's not
65.
going back. He's not going back to it. He's made it like he couldn't make the weight in his last fight.
Hold on, you said
He's got
hold on. You saying 164 is it 165 or is it
164,
160?
165, and
I
it's
thought it was 154, 160, then
154 is the
168.
little Charlo brother.
Yeah, then it's
154 is him.
160,
Then 160, I
then
would say,
168.
because it's like 160, 168, and 168 is where that's a
I
super
think they had
middleweight.
overcome that at 160, but he came in at 164. He came on
Yeah,
4 pounds, so that's why you keep saying
yeah,
164. But I
yeah.
think it's
Because well,
160.
they had a catch weight at 164. Him
Oh,
and
they
Jose
did.
Benavidez in that
Oh,
fight,
okay.
and he still came
Oh,
in overweight in that fight. Like he still came in at, I think he weighed in almost at 170, like 168, 169.
I'm over
Uh,
both of them though. They time
and
over with.
yeah, I mean, but how
They
does
time over.
boxing like that's the problem too, though, man? Is like this guy's not active and he's still got the belts. I know he probably pays sanctioning fees and all that other bullshit. But as a sport, how can you like you got Carlos Adames at that 160 weight, waiting for belts. You got Janabek waiting for belts. These two dudes should have already fought each other for the belts that Charlo holds, or had fought Charlo already. But that division doesn't have really shit talent wise. And then
He's
you
supposed
let
to be
one
fighting
dude
right
just
now. He's supposed to
yeah,
be fighting right
yeah,
now.
yeah. He should be
He's supposed
fighting
to be fighting
already.
again. Like he's fucking
Yep.
around though. He's fucking
Well, that's
around.
why, I mean, as much as I
Yeah, for
love
sure.
Jamel Crawford, I love Crawford, but I hate that once a year fighting because he holds the belts. So,
Yeah.
like right
I
now,
get what
instead
you're
of
saying.
waiting in limbo, like he is to see if Canelo makes a decision or what his next move
But
is,
who is it for him to fight though?
and you got to fight Boots.
Bro, I don't
Even if we
no.
don't think that's a competitive fight, it's
No,
a
it
much
is.
Boots.
It's a
Boots has
good
earned it,
fight.
right? Boots has earned that fight. Remember what Crawford talked about.
Wow.
How's he not? He's fought everybody in that division besides Stan Onis. That fight should have happened. I don't know why, but he's fight most of the other dudes to
Who
earn
he
that right in that
fight?
division, right?
Who he
Uh,
fight?
shit. I
Who he
mean,
fight?
trying to think.
He
I feel
fought the
like he's earned.
Mexican
I
dude his
mean,
last fight. Dude was all right, but that damn near was like a tournament thing.
but at the same
I
time,
mean,
like
ain't no
he-
right. What
if that's your
what
mandatory, why not go ahead and get it out of the way?
that's cool. The mandatory should be cool for certain. That's like a leash on the fighters. Like you gotta fight this mandatory. Okay, I gotta fight this mandatory, but your mandatory can be a fucking nobody for real.
But if it in that
But
case,
it's
most of the
like
time you
boots.
can duck that dude.
What you do? All right, you go out here and beat a motherfucker. Go out. This what I'm saying. This how the welterweight division was when it was
There's
like that.
talent there right now.
When
He can go
but
fight Barrows.
when it was like that. But I'm saying, all right, you prove yourself. Go fight Earl if Earl want to fight you. But it's like,
Earl's not coming. He's
who
not
is it
coming
he
back
want
to
to fight? That
147.
who is it he really can fight that you can name? Like,
In my
okay,
opinion,
Boots just beat
in
what's your name? Beat the dog shit out of him. Yeah,
in,
we
in
gotta
my
watch this next
opinion,
fight with him and Terrence Crawford. Ain't nobody really who hit the Boots
I
but us.
I think he could fight Crawley, who's pretty good at the welterweight. He could challenge Connor Ben at welterweight. He could challenge Mario Barros at welterweight. All three of those guys have recordable
Mario
names.
Barrios will be a
You
good
put
fight for him.
those guys on your record, and if you could, why him? And I don't really
Conor
understand the whole
Ben, he'll
stand
beat
as
the fuck out of Conor Ben, but that will be a good name. That
yes.
definitely will. It'll
So
be
I
a
get what you're
decent
saying.
name.
Should he build his resume more? Or is he like Terrence Crawford, where
That's
he
his
has been ducked by guys who should have fought him already? Like Stan Onis should have fought him already. You know what I mean? And that division, Crawley should have fought him already. You know what I mean? Errol Spence, maybe, you know what I mean? At that time, you got to, like, for him, almost like Crawford said, 3 years of his career was wasted by guys who didn't want to fight, guys who didn't want to give him a chance, didn't want to make contracts with him. You know what I
and the
mean?
weight class was
So
higher.
if you're that guy and you went through that, why not say, okay, you know, even if I know I'm going to beat the brakes off Boots, I'm going to take this fight, be the
Yep.
dude that sets that tempo to say, yeah, I'll give dude a fight because I don't see it happening. But what if Boots got the fucking upset? Then
Look,
would we all be like, damn, maybe he was
I
more ready than
mean,
what we thought?
yeah, but look, do I chance that even though it's all a business at the end of the day, do I chance me fighting this younger fighter with not making I'm on different levels now. I'm on a Floyd mentality now. I already did that. I done wiped these motherfuckers out. I done wiped out
Yeah.
who y'all said I couldn't beat. The whole world was against me. I done went undisputed in this weight class. In this weight class. I done been a champ at 135. I done been at 135. I had to put work in to get to this level. You're not just about to say that's what's wrong with that's what's wrong with the world now. We don't want to see the work put in. That's like us saying, "Oh, Patrick Mahomes better than Tom Brady." Come
But
on,
he got
man.
to still put that
We can't. You
career in
gotta put
and
that
to put
work
that work
in,
in.
bro.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
gotta. I put too much. Like me, like Terrence Crawford, me, the one they doubted. See, they
yeah.
ain't doubting Boots right now.
No,
They
no,
Boots don't even know what doubt feel like.
nah,
I
he's
know
had pretty
I know
much
how
love.
it feel to have the world against me.
Yeah.
You think I'm about to give you something so easy when I had to put this groundwork in?
And I
No,
get
I'm
that,
not
but
giving it to you
what
like that.
you're saying, and I get
But
what you're saying because he's later in his career. So you're looking at it how probably Crawford is looking at it too, that he's levels above a lot of these guys in this sport right now. So every fight he's got, what do you think? He's got 3, maybe 4 fights left. You think he even does 4 fights?
he can do one more. I wouldn't care. I
So to
go get
me,
Canelo. If he could get the Canelo, win
I
or
I
lose,
think
go
I
ahead.
think I think if he could get to Canelo, you definitely don't turn it down because of the pay. But I think the fight, if he wants that money fight, he wants to draw that crowd, then you bring Teofimo Lopez in and you fight him. That's a money fight all day, every day. You could sell it in Vegas. You could sell it in New York, where Lopez loves a fight. You could go to Saudi Arabia and sell that motherfucking fight, bro. And both of them are going to sell that fight before the lead up to it. So if you're looking like at the money aspect of it, to say, hey, I'm going to make every dollar I can before I can get out of this sport because I've already accomplished wiping out division after division and who's really on my level.
I'm
So
an Earl
for
Spencer
me,
do better
I
than
would
him and
relinquish the
Teofimo.
belts at 147 and either move up to 154 where you could make a Tszyu fight, uh, chase Errol Spence up to 154 and make that an even bigger fight after Errol, but only after Errol wins one or two fights at 154.
You just said it. Now to Zoo beat Thurman, I wouldn't be mad to see Crawford fight to Zoo
That
and
would be,
take that belt and
yeah,
then
yeah.
to Zoo take that belt and then go ahead and wipe Jamel out
Jamel, I don't see
for
Jamel coming
the
back.
rest of
He
them
got,
belts.
if I heard correctly, he got a huge payday from that Canelo fight, and I just don't see him coming back anytime soon. For some reason, I don't know, man. And I think he's going to be that type of situation where like trying to put him on when like, hey, this is the list of the dudes I want to wipe out because everybody wants to see him fight Charlo. They've had beef for a while, so that's a fight I definitely would love to see Charlo Crawford. Uh, but I feel like he's going to stay stagnated for a while before he even makes a move. He's got the money now. You know what I mean? I think they said he made 20 million off that Canelo fight. The fuck he got to do now? Here, have my belts. I'm gonna relax. Like I got 20 million in the fucking bank from one fight. You know what I'm saying? So
Then you just gotta think like you just gotta think like boots, turns, like
I think if you're gonna
um,
stay at 154, you gotta fight Boots. You just can't keep like
147.
yeah. If you're gonna stay at that welterweight division, you're gonna have to fight Boots at some point, or you're gonna have to pick somebody fighting. Who else you gonna fight welterweight that is
He
even
don't gotta
worthy?
fight nobody else. To be honest,
He
he just
doesn't. But
he's
we as
he can
fight
go.
fans, that's not
I'm gonna
what we
see
want to
it.
hear. Is we want
Yeah,
this dude back in the ring. I want him back
yeah.
in the ring twice a year at least. Like if I could get Bud Crawford
Oh, we
twice a
can't put
year,
him back in there
that would
twice.
be a hell of a year for boxing for me
We ain't
because
killing my
getting to
boy like
see
that.
that type of talent, like that's a
Yeah,
once in
we
a
can't
lifetime
kill him
talent,
like
bro.
that though, man. He like 35, man. Twice a
He
year.
is, but he ain't. I mean, come on, look at back in the day. These motherfuckers fought 100 times in a year, motherfucking 15, 20 rounds. And
Not
now in
only
this
that,
day and age, think about it. In
even
this day and age, technology's better. Nutritionists, these guys got everything they didn't even
but
have back in the day,
that's
right?
something they learned though. They was fighting too damn much back in the day.
They
How many
were, but you
punches?
can find a middle ground. See, they went from they fight too many times to they don't fight enough. Like your younger prospects, yeah, you want to see them 3 or 4 times a year. You're going to see those guys. But the
Yeah,
superstars of the sport that could draw more people to the sport of boxing are the ones not fighting enough. Those are the guys who say 2 times. If like that's where boxing reform comes in for me. Also, is that if you hold a belt, you should have to defend it at least twice in one year. The minimum amount. To me, it would be 3 times you should have to defend that belt.
you straight, bro.
Think about it. Nutritionists, these dudes got everything they need to refurbish
Yeah,
their body. I mean, we had Sonny Liston. How many fights does Sonny Liston fight? How many fights did Sugar Ray Robinson fight? 132 fights
but you
in
know
his
what?
freaking career. How many?
It's about people.
And that dude lived
People
pretty
was
long.
getting
Rocky
smarter
Marciano.
too, though. The people were getting smarter. Them boxers weren't making that money like they making right now. They trying to make money like back then. People was getting jet and they had to fight that many fights to make a living. Now
Yeah.
you can do one fight and probably make 10 million. That's what it's about. Like,
But
and you
think
can
about it.
preserve your body, but like 2 fights a year, 2, 3 fights, I can see that and you coming up. Now, like you said, like, oh, yeah, 2 fights ain't bad. 2 fights ain't bad. One fight a year, but it's all contracts, trying to get these guys to fight, or you trying to fight
Yeah.
these guys. Because you can't lie. Even when they thought that Earl Spence wasn't going to fight, that wasn't going to happen. Terrence Crawford was like, shit, well, I'm about to go fight this motherfucker over here. I can't keep
Yeah.
waiting on
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He
He was
wrestled.
ready to take on a
So
lesser
now
fight.
it ain't like now he don't want to fight nobody. He just trying to see what opportunity fits for
What's the
him.
best option for him? And I get that 100%.
I could go fight Boots, but it's not what Child thinking is gonna do. It's not gonna do that because the world don't know Boots. His name is ringing. if you a fight fan, a boxing fan, yeah, you know who Boots is. But worldwide, I can ask my girl right now, like, man, you know who Boots is? She gonna say no. You know who Terrence Crawford
Yeah,
is? Yes.
yeah, yeah,
You know who
yeah,
Earl Spence is? Yes. You know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying? So
So
it's just like once Boots get that, it's something he gotta get that one fight, at least that one win where we like, okay. You think all
yeah,
that
yeah.
flashy shit, all that man, he's not about to do that against no fucking. He gonna have to be in his
No,
bag when he fight.
he.
All that show Bo and Roy Jones
Mm,
shit, man. I'm about to try to come in here and knock your head off. You're not about to do
yeah,
that shit against no
you
Terrence
can't fuck
Crawford.
with Bud in that way. But I think
No,
we're on the
man.
same page
That's
as
what I'm
far as saying
saying.
that he should move up to 154. I think so. There's
And
bigger
he
fights,
he
and like I said,
Boots
let
gonna move up to
Ariel.
154. He a big 147 for real. To be
Yeah,
honest,
you think he should say 147? But there's like Errol Spence
no,
ain't gonna say
I'm saying
147.
no, I'm saying Boots is 147. I
Yeah,
said he's a big 147. He can fight at 154 right now.
true,
Everybody's
true.
going to 150, and then you see Thurman, he jumped to 154. He ain't want no smoke with no Boots. That
No.
now, if he would have fought Thurman and Boots would have fought, then it would have been like, okay, let me look at it one more time. Let me see.
Yeah, that's the fight I
Let me
thought was
see.
actually gonna happen too. Was
But
him and Thurman.
Thurman don't want that. Thurman looking for some money. He about to
Yeah,
get
because
stopped.
it's like you said, he's on his way out. He wants only
He
the
about to
money
get
fight.
stopped. You got Thurman. I'm picking
No, hell
Thurman.
no. I ain't no way in hell, man. I ain't
So
Tazoo
you
gonna
got
lay him
Rolly or
down.
Pitbull. I ain't asked you that, did I?
I'm taking Pitbull. Rolly is
I'm taking
that
Rolly
dude.
for the fuck of it,
Rolly get on my nerves, bro. Like I can't do. I'll be watching him, and I'm like, I swear this dude got Down syndrome or something. But
man.
like, but he's like to me, he's one of the worst champions at the 140 division.
Yeah.
Pitbull, like I don't know, man. I like Pitbull. He hasn't been in the ring for a while, but I call him the Mexican Tyson. He got that short, likes
Yeah.
to get inside on you.
Yeah.
Rolly, man, I've seen fights where Rolly looks pretty
Yeah,
motherfucking
Trainer
good.
too.
And then I've seen fights where Rolly just looks fucking horrible, like that Barossa fight. And then even when he was fighting Tank, like he doesn't throw enough punches sometimes. Then you got fights where he throws a lot of
Pitbull by
punches, and then
knockout.
Pitbull, I would take Pitbull by knockout. Like, yeah,
Pitbull by knockout.
he gonna catch him inside and just
What
pow,
man? He
land
coming
something.
straight. Man, he coming. Come here. If he fought Tank and it was coming, he
Yeah,
come here, Rolly.
yeah,
He ain't
yeah.
gonna play with you
Hey
in the
man,
cage.
that knockout
Come here.
Tank had on Rolly, that was ridiculous, bro. Like
And they say
he
this man can't
slept him.
box. You say he can't box.
If you think Tank can't box, people are nuts.
Everybody. Oh, bro, Rolly was winning up, man. He never was filling out rounds for that man, man.
Now that's another thing. I hate when people like when everybody I heard say Rolly was. I'm like Rolly wasn't even in that fight. He landed one punch that entire motherfucking fight, and it wasn't even a magnificent punch. It was just I caught him, but it wasn't like I caught him and laid him down. You didn't do nothing with that punch. You landed one solid punch in an entire fight. That Tank just felt you out, and then okay, I'm gonna knock this dude out. He found your weakness and just laid you out. Like I'm
Yeah,
not
I be
I'm not
hating.
impressed with Rolly, but that car is gonna be fire. It's
I
gonna
be
be
hating
fire,
too
fire.
when they be saying Tank. Oh, Tank fought such and such. I gotta think under for a minute. Tank then wanted to wipe down Ryan Garcia. Um, you gotta think that Rolly was his mandatory, so Floyd made that happen. He didn't really want to fight Rolly for real anyway, but they made it happen. Like so, like I don't know about the ducking. And, oh, he don't fight nobody. He fighting everybody. Y'all say to fight with these
I think
guys,
he
and
fights
he
he
beat up
fights
every.
exactly who he wants to fight,
He beat
and
up
he
everybody
controls
with
his
these
career.
padded, undefeated records y'all be claiming is good, and he go wipe them down. That's what Tank do. Oh, y'all
What kind
saying
of what kind of agreement you think him and Floyd came to? Because is he still with Floyd? Because remember that was about
nah,
on the outskirts.
he
He was
ain't
supposed to
with
be leaving,
nah, yeah, he ain't with
but
Floyd. He
Floyd's
with
still at every
yeah,
event, at every
yeah.
conference. He's still
He
right by
supposed
his
to.
side, pretty much,
He
like
supposed to.
as if he's his promoter.
He
So
supposed to.
that's where I'm confused. Like, is he a free agent?
Nah, he a
Pretty much
pro.
like just
He doing
fight
his
by
own
fight.
thing.
He ain't with a certain
Yeah,
because I
he
know
with
he
Al
fights on
Haymon.
Showtime.
He with Al
So he
Haymon.
is with
Yeah,
PBC.
yeah, but I don't think
Uh,
he money
like
team promotion. But I don't really know because he still got Leonard, I can't say his last name, but Floyd,
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
manager, whatever. He managed Javante or whatever they got, whatever he do, he still work with Javante. So
Mhm.
it's all love at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta let the Flyers you gotta let the Flyers go ahead and blossom too though. You can't
Well, I
always
mean, again, Floyd probably understands too. That's the route he took. You know what I mean?
yeah,
He bought himself
yeah.
out of a
You
contract,
gotta understand
made
though.
himself independent.
If you did it, you gotta understand what somebody else gonna do.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what
No doubt. Let's check out some of these other fights. Oh shit, man, we got so much into that one, man. The undercard on that, of course, we saw Shushu,
I'm
motherfucking Carrington, with a vicious knockout, just laid dude out. Just,
saying?
I mean, Shushu is incredible talent. We talked about him, and in a way, somebody else brought that up, a possible fight for
For
him.
real.
Yeah, like it.
That's
I don't
why
know
I
how
said
soon
it
they
ain't
might be
right.
talking, but in a way, fights here within the next month or so against
You know
fucking
what
Neary.
though? I know in a way a good boxer and everything. Don't like how Shushu was taking the first little rounds with dude,
Hmm.
the little what was it, Japanese or whatever.
He was a little
If he
Mexican dude, man. Like a little
Mexican,
Mexican dude.
see,
Yeah,
I
he was
did
tough.
watch a
It was
little
a good little challenge for him.
see see in the first couple of rounds. Anyway, is a different fighter.
Yeah, in a way,
You
comes
ain't
out
got to be
ready
able to. You
round
ain't
one.
get up. You might not even get that close up on anyway. How you got that close up on dude, and
Yeah.
he could crack. I don't like
Oh yeah.
how Shushu was taking some of the. Anyway, ain't South Paul though.
No, no, he's not.
I think
He's
that was
a
Shushu's
orthodox
first time
fighter, and
fighting.
he just,
That Mexican dude was South Paul, so it
mhm.
was a little different for Shushu, but he got the
Like I said,
job
he
done.
needs to get. He definitely needs more fights under his
Couple
belt
more
before a
fights.
guy like
Couple more
Inouye,
fights.
no
He
doubt.
might.
But he is
Couple.
somebody that it looks really amazing. Even Tiger Johnson got a knockout. What was the first round knockout he got on the first or second round
He need.
knockout? Tiger
Remember, I
Johnson got.
said he gonna beat. I said, man, what's dude
And he
record? I
looks
said, oh
big.
yeah,
He's in that 140 division, Tiger Johnson
yeah,
is.
he
He's
at
at
140.
140. So when do you start stepping up his competition? Because he looks
Uh,
good. He looks like he definitely
I think
needs it.
they
Like the
seen what
guy
all
he
they needed
fought,
to see right now. I think it's about to start now. He about to fight somebody
yeah,
else.
he's got to step up his
I think I
game.
think I think I think they seen what they wanted to see. I think
Yeah,
remember when I
because I
was
mean,
like they
you're
want to see it's something they remember I was like man it's something they want to see something. I think
yeah,
they seen it and I think he showed it to him. So I think we taking another step now, having
yeah.
two, 3 fights with that step, and then you can start putting him in the talks. But you know who beat him in the amateurs?
No, who got him?
Ryan Garcia.
Ryan beat a lot of guys in the amateur, but like I say, Ryan has not developed
He
from the
beat him
amateurs
though.
as much as a lot of these other
I
dudes.
watched it like it wasn't no like he beat him. He beat him.
All right.
I seen you can catch it on YouTube. But now go get that get back, Tiger. I'd
Yeah.
like to see that.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
That 140, the 140 right now is what the 147 was.
Yeah.
The 140 right
Yep.
now is what the 147 was.
Yep.
It
And
ain't no
what
doubt about it.
135 had the potential to be what 140 is right now, but it's just too
Everybody
stagnated.
just moved
But
up though. That's all.
yeah, and
Everybody just
everybody
moved up.
keeps moving up and down. That's
Yeah,
what's
everybody moved up.
crazy
That's
about
all.
that 140 is you got guys jumping back
Now
and
you
forth.
got guys.
Yeah.
You ain't go check out the Gary Russell brother that I was telling you
Oh
about.
no, no, I didn't check him
And
out.
he been
No, no.
now he been talking. He been serving. I guess he got the fight. I gotta catch one of his interviews. I ain't for sure. But go catch him, man.
Okay.
Go watch that
Yeah,
fight.
yeah, no doubt.
He he ranked like he ranked though. He ranked in that welterweight class. I don't know what WBC
Gary
WBA.
Russell's a good little talent. I like him a lot too. Dude, I like. But hey, man, I watched that. Got into that little Notchinga versus Cruel fight. That one I was telling you, it was down in Mexico.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a fight. Like I told you, Cruel knocked dude out, Notchinga out in November in the second round. Like, and it was like he was the underdog in that fight. Notchinga was the champion, and he got knocked out. Everybody's like, "Oh, it actually, I think, was the knockout of the year, considered the upset of the year, actually, by a lot of award shows." But that fight went 10 rounds, and Notchinga got his get back. I like to
Oh
talk
yeah,
about
he was talking
my
about dude they
yeah,
took
yeah.
real high up on, and
Hmm.
then Okay, yeah, I see when you
Yeah,
told me you
and
was
I like
doing
to
it.
give a shout out to the what I call the get back when a guy gets beat
It
and
was the
then
get
gets
back.
his get back
It was
with
get
that
back.
dude,
It was
and
one of
he
them.
man, it was a hell of a fight. They stayed like, and what was weird is a lot of people were questioning Nontshinga's style because he got caught with that right. But it wasn't happening last weekend. He made sure to keep that hand up to protect himself from that right that Cruiel has, and he let him come in, and he was just throwing short shots. You know what I mean? Wearing him down on the body and shit like that. And then it got to about the ninth round, and he landed a nice little shot on Cruiel that sent him stumbling, and he kind of got saved by the bell. And I was like, "Oh, this is about to be over. He's gonna come out in this 10th round. He's gonna lay this dude out." Pretty much what he did. 10th round came out and just went on a full attack on dude, but he set back, played kind of a rope a dope all night. Like, go ahead, beat on me, and a lot of people had him down on the scorecard and was questioning what he was doing. But his corner even said that was our plan. We had to let him do his thing, protect against that right, that big right that he was going to land on us, that he lands and play kind of rope a dope with this dude, and then let Nontshinga take over in the later rounds. And he did. He got him a knockout in the 10th round, got his belt back. Good get back for him on a fight he lost later in 2023, got his get back early in 2024. Nice little
I got a
talent
question
though.
for you.
Great little fight that they had. They had Mauricio Laro on there. I don't know if you know much about that dude, Mexican fighter. He been over there in the UK, beating up on the British for like fucking 4 years until he went up against Lee Woods last year, who finally beat him. And then he went back down to Mexico where he got. I think he lost on Saturday night. I'm pretty sure, but he's a decent little name that a lot of people were talking about. What 130? I think is where he's at 130 or no 127. He was in Lee Woods division, which he fought at 127, but he was on that card too. I didn't think he would be on it. He was like was the co-main event, and he's almost a main event style fighter. But like I said, he took that loss to Woods and then kind of went down after that. But that was a decent fight. But overall, it was nice to see a dude get his get back and Nontshinga over Cruiel. Great little fight. Those are the type of fights you like. It could be, and it's early in the year, but definitely an early nomination for fight of the year. You know what I mean? As far as
Yeah,
there's a lot of the year to go. But at the end of the year, that's going to be a fight that you're going to be like, yeah, that fucking fight right there was pretty nice. Yeah. I was glad I tuned in. I was like, man, I was like, oh shit, I wonder if I can catch it. I got on here, I streamed it on my shit, and then I was like, got caught right around the fourth round of the fight. I
yeah.
got to watch fourth to the 10th round. Yeah, yeah, it was pretty nice. Yeah,
I got a question for you. Keyshawn and Teofimo.
man,
Who you got?
Keyshawn's not big enough name yet for a guy like Teo. Now, don't get me wrong, Teo shows a lot of weakness, bruh, mental wise. Uh, ring control. You know what I'm saying? Like you can get him off his game. He seems like really like we watched Cambosa do it, and then we watch Ortiz do it. Uh, but Keyshawn, I think, has to fight, has to
I,
get him one of those belts in that division, and he's got an opportunity. He could fight the winner of Loma Cambosa. That's there for him. He could fight Frank Martin. That fights for him at 135. I think he needs one big fight before taking on Teo. What's your thoughts though?
I like what you said, but I'm gonna say it ain't no rush. I know he want him bad, but you still gotta be smart. You gotta be a businessman. You gotta be business savvy at the end of the day. But I pick. Damn, I fuck with both of them. But if I gotta go one way, I'm gonna go Keyshawn. But I like what you said though. If he could get that, but he ain't gonna get that. I think Shakur would get that before he would the winner out of Cabosas or
Take the Shakur fight.
Loma.
Same stable. What about him and Shakur?
They'll never fight.
Same, both with top rank,
They'll never fight.
easy
Like
fight
I
to
just
make.
said,
You know what I'm saying?
they'll
Like
never fight.
somebody got to fight Keyshawn at some point, right?
They
Or he's
they'll
got to
never fight.
somehow get. What about what do you think he would do against William Zapata? With he's over there with Golden Boy, dude's
I've
he's dangerous, bruh.
I've seen him. But that we can't talk about them because, like you said, Frank Morton, like it's different promotions, like you
Yeah, yeah,
understand. So
and it's
I just
hard.
understand that, and Top Rank got some people like it'd be love if you could see Shakur and Keyshawn, but that'll never happen. Like
Yeah,
they're
and it
not gonna
should.
fight.
It should be
They're
easy for
not.
them to say, "Hey, let's make
They're
that
not
fight
going. They
happen."
like, but they like brothers. They not about to fight each other.
Yeah, that's true. That's kind of like,
That's
who was Spence and yeah, Spence and Charlo. The Charlos, they're real
yeah,
close,
they're not gonna
and
fight
then,
each other.
they're like, "Hey, we ain't never gonna fight each other. That ain't gonna happen."
They said if the
But
money right, but
yeah, I remember
I,
Charlo saying that.
but
Spence is saying it don't.
I can't
Spence is
see
like,
Shakur.
I ain't on it.
I can't see because Shakur real big on
Now,
loyalty.
Shakur says he wants to fight in June, right?
Yeah,
The Loma Cabosa fight is in May. So he
yeah.
obviously, I don't think he's gonna get the winner
Nah,
of that
probably
one,
not.
right?
No,
So who's on the table for Shakur in the
never
Top Rank division?
never rotate fight.
Uh, they haven't set a date on that. They're saying that they're in negotiations with some dude named Balinskis or something
Well,
like
they're gonna
that.
make the Frank Warren fight happen then, because Frank being real
That's
quiet.
what I'm saying. What's your other options? Frank ain't got no fight on the table. PBC needs to start lining up fights for their dudes before they end up saying, "Hey, I got to go to Top Rank. I got to go to Matchroom because y'all ain't got shit for me over here." So yeah, he definitely needs a fight, uh, and Shakur needs a big time fight. I think he just can't fight anybody in June. I mean, you can't fight. I mean, he's got the title, so I would like to see him fight
I'm trying to think like
possibly.
who would the fuck he fight?
Why is he not eligible? Like they're saving that IBF for Navarrete and the other dude. Why not? If Shakur's going to fight in June, why is he not eligible to fight for the IBF uh, vacant title?
Don't nobody want to fight him.
Put that IBF title and say who wants Shakur as an IBF title and a WBC title on the line. Who wants it? Somebody going to have to go for that, right? One of these dudes are going to have to go for him. I would say maybe where's Robisi Ramirez? He won 30, I think. Might not be a bad fight. Maybe a young up and coming dude who's got a lot of amateur experience in Andy Cruz.
Man, hell no. Andy Cruz ain't just jumping like that. He
He
ain't even with
can't,
Top
but
Rank. He
can he?
with the zone, man.
Nah, he's over with Top Rank if I'm right.
Man, Andy
I'm
Cruz.
pretty sure.
You talking
Did
about
I see him?
who?
Nah, is he with Golden Boy?
Keyshawn
Is he
fight?
with Golden Boy? Andy
Nah,
Cruz?
he with the zone.
Is he with Matchroom?
He with the
And not
zone.
because Golden Boy's with Matchroom too. Like they're all like Golden Boy. Well, they're
No,
not Matchroom, but
he's with
they
the
use the same
zone.
platform.
What's dude name with Connor Ben? He with the zone.
Eddie
Andy Cruz
Hearns.
with
Eddie Hearns.
Eddie
Yeah. So
Hearn.
he's with Eddie
Eddie
Hearns.
Hearn.
Okay. That
Yeah, because Keyshawn was talking about
I think that's the biggest handicap. They got to make cross promotion possible a lot
yeah,
better. I
we
mean, we
talked
saw a
about
little
that.
bit of it last
They
year.
gotta go on. They gotta go on. Like,
Yeah.
and then you got stablemates that ain't gonna fight each other. Like, that shit gotta happen.
But man, it's boxing. You got it. You can't have like, well, this is my stablemate.
See, but I
I
think
know they
boxing.
get close, but
I think Gary Russell's brother. He under PBC. I think he
okay.
like on PBC too. That's probably why he haven't been fighting either. Now that I think about it,
Yeah,
because he
there's
under
nobody like
PBC.
that. They're only people going to be fighting is March 30th is their first fight of the year since their last fight in December. They ended December 9th, I think was their last event. December 9th or 11th was Showtime's last event. Yeah, that was when Robisi Ramirez. No, that was the same night Robisi got beat. Uh, who did they have on? I can't remember who they had on, but that was their last event. But yeah, they got these dudes right now asking questions on when we fighting, when's who we fighting, what's the platform. I think they jumped into that Amazon deal without actually, what I mean, like having a platform set up, having something arranged that's saying, "Hey, we're ready to take this on by a certain date." Now they're kind of rushing towards March 30th, and then they're going to crowd a lot of fights together. It's a weird event, man. I think it shouldn't be pay per view. I think it should just be streamed directly to the people what membership, whatever, subscribers, stream it to them so they can get a taste of the sport. But you know how it is. But yeah, there's a fight tonight. A new American promotional company. Not, I don't think they're new. They've been around. Salida Promotions. They're out of Michigan up there. They signed a deal with the Zone and Matchroom to bring a new series from the U.S. with American fighters only. It's going to be called Big Time Boxing. It's
It's
going to
gonna be
be
a series.
premiered. Yeah, it's gonna be like a next gen type series also, where
Okay.
you got young up and coming dudes coming out of the amateurs,
Yeah.
young pro guys, shit like that, and it's all American fighters,
Okay.
basing out of Detroit. Starts tonight on a Tuesday night, which is weird, but hey, I'll take a Tuesday night fight. That's gonna be 8 o'clock on the Zone tonight. The main event's gonna be, Adriel Holmes Jr., who's, 14-0 going up against Marlon Harrington, who is 10-1 for the USBA, championship, title fight.
I got too many fucking belts, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, unbelievable. I didn't even know a
they got so many
USBA
belts. They
belt.
like that
I didn't
motherfucker
even know
fight for
that belt.
trophies.
I'm
Them
over
fight
here.
for trophies, man.
I was trying to figure it out. I was like, United States Boxing Association belt? Like, what is USBA? Like, but what for sure, but it's nice to see, a platform like Matchroom, who is a mainly like almost a UK platform,
Yeah.
bring over get Americans a little bit of love in other countries and give them a different platform outside of the states because in the US we don't give our dudes the love they need. You know what I mean? We talked about that, amateur wise, and you talked about, giving these guys more love, and especially here in the US, they got very limited platforms that they can use. Like you got Pro Box TV popped up on the scene last year. They're kind of doing that thing, giving some US fighters love. Uh, got a small promotional company, Eye of the Tiger, out of Canada, giving some of those guys, less amateur fighters coming out of the US, Canada, and Mexico, North American fighters, an opportunity to showcase on there, up in Vancouver, Canada, up there. But not enough platform. We're losing platforms as we're gaining platforms. You know what I mean? Like we lost a big time platform in HBO. We lost another big time platform in Showtime, and we lost NBC Sports, who showcased boxing for the longest time.
Oh yeah. Remember when they brought that shit back?
Huh?
You don't remember when they brought that back?
Yeah, they brought a Boxer. They
What?
signed Boxer promotional company. Peacock did
No,
just
I'm
last
talking about
year.
that NBC boxing. You don't remember when they brought that back?
No, no, I never
They
did
had
catch it once they
Adrian
brought it
Broner,
back. Oh, yeah,
Sean
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Porter,
yeah, yeah,
Keith
yeah. I didn't
Thurman.
realize that that was
That
them
shit was
actually.
weak as fuck. That shit was
Yeah,
like
well,
football.
it's kind of like their Peacock. Peacock. Well, that's what they're trying to do with this boxer promotion. They're out of the UK though, and
It's
that's what
too
killed me.
many. It's too many.
NBC. Yeah.
It's too many, man. That's what makes boxing what it is.
Well,
It's too much
if you
everywhere.
could bring it as a league, just one fucking league.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's too.
But
That's how the
how?
UFC do so good with the views and shit because it's one fucking league. You got the MMA,
Mhm.
the like the G League, but come on, man.
But
Boxing, like,
here's the thing, with boxing being so worldwide, would you have to break that down? Would you have to have, like, 2 leagues, North American league and then a European style league because
it
of
ain't really
how
no league.
broad it is.
It just cut the promotion. Everybody trying to be promoters and shit, and then some
Managers,
people
promoters.
they
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
succeed at the shit. Like,
yeah.
come on, man. Like, they
Well,
don't
yeah,
even
because you
got
got
that.
Jake
Like
Paul out there trying to play
the shit
promoter.
Terrence Crawford fought on. What was it
What
before
the
he
fuck
fought
was that?
Terrence Crawford?
He didn't even make it on there, did it?
No, he did.
Did
Adrian
they
Broner
fight
didn't
on there?
make it.
That fucking, I know who you're talking about, True
Nah,
something. Then they get
it's
sued and all that other
BLK.
shit.
It was BLK or some
Oh,
shit.
no, 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 no. That didn't what happened to that? That came
That's
on the
what I'm.
scene and then just popped the fuck out, like
You see what I'm saying? Come on, man. Like,
yeah.
everybody's trying to do it. No, man, you gotta
Well,
no,
yeah, I
no.
think you gotta have a strong enough platform to carry it.
You gotta have the money. You gotta have the strong enough platform. You gotta have the right
Yeah,
fighters. You can't just be going to get garbage truck against garbage can. You feel me? Like,
yeah.
no, bro,
Well,
no.
and that's another thing too is that with each state has their own sanctioning body. So in boxing, you can't just like if you wanted to create a league, it should be as easy as hey, let's create a league. But
Like,
now you got Florida sanctioning body, you got
listen
the
to this
Nevada
though.
sanctioning body, you got New York sanctioning body, and they
Listen to
all
this
want
though.
their money in the end. You know what I'm saying? Like
How
that's what
how
kills it.
how Andy Cruz gold medalist just now starting his pro career?
Isn't he Cuban? Is he
Yeah,
Cuban?
I knew that little thing they had over there.
Yeah.
Minus that though. Even other fighters, how is they just now starting a pro? Like if you go to the Olympics,
Too
you
much
should
amateur
already be.
fight.
You should if you go to the Olympics, you should already be set up for this pro
Yeah.
shit. Once you do this shit, unless you want to go back to the Olympics
Mhm.
and give it another run. It's just I don't know, man. They gotta figure that shit
Well,
out.
but you also know too, though, a lot of the guys that get into Olympics, it gives them that leg up to where they get a little bit more opportunity for better
They do.
promotional, better bigger companies that come along. It's some of the guys that have to start through the amateurs, like and then work their way up, and it takes them fucking, like who is it,
Yeah.
Demetrius Bivol, Benavidez,
It
like
seemed like
300
top ranked.
fucking amateur fights and shit before he became a pro. Like, how the fuck do
It's
you have 300? It's just it's exactly what you're saying. 300 amateur fights. Like, how's that even you should
as
have
a
been a
grown
pro.
ass man though.
Yeah, yes, yes, that's a professional fucking fighter. You got 300 amateur fights underneath you. You should have been a pro after 50 fucking amateur fights, for God's sakes. You shouldn't even have 50. You should be able to kinda test the dude. Like, 50 should be the max. Like, okay, you're gonna fight 50 fights, see where you're at.
There should be
If
an
you
age
ain't pro
limit.
level, then we get it. But
After 21, you can't be no amateur no more. You gotta go pro.
yes,
You can be an
yes,
amateur.
yeah,
You can
should
be an
be. Yeah,
amateur.
yeah, yeah,
I could be
yeah,
an amateur boxer. I could go be an amateur boxer right now. I could go
yeah,
try out for the USA
yeah, yeah,
at age I'm at right now, at 34. I could go down to the nationals and try out
yeah.
and fight. Like, come on, man. Like, we gotta put an age, all that, man. We
They
gotta.
they did, they did with Manny Pacquiao, they just turned him down at the age of 45. He was
Huh?
trying to go back and yeah, Manny Pacquiao. He was
You
trying to
trying to
do
go
the,
back amateur?
yeah, he was trying to do the Olympics. They was
Man,
like,
if you
"Bro,
don't
you're
sit this,
45 years old." I was
man, if
like,
you don't sit your ass down, you done made millions off of this shit, man.
"Dude,
Sit your ass down, man.
yeah, yeah,
What
yeah,
the
he
fuck is
needs,
you doing?
yeah." I read that article, I was like, "Man, this gotta be like some kinda onion type shit, like, this is a joke." And he was serious about it too. I'm like, "The fuck, you
No.
45 years old, these young dudes gonna whoop your ass up there, like, calm down." Uh, but yeah, man, not a lot of there's decent amount of news, man. We do have that. We haven't talked about it. What's your thoughts overall about MMA guys coming to boxing, getting a free payday, and using the sport of boxing? What's your
Like,
thoughts on that, man? I'm
um,
highly, highly against it. Like, you take a guy like Ngannou, has he earned the right to have fought a Tyson fucking Fury and an
oh,
Anthony
you talking
Joshua
about for
all fucking
that?
ready?
You talking
Yeah,
about
like,
for
he
that?
just
Like, just
jumping. Like,
jump
we talked
past
about
everybody.
yeah,
Jump
we
past
said
Andy Ruiz and
what gave Bruce
everybody.
the rights to jump everything,
Yeah,
right? And
that
then now
ain't
you
right.
got this
That
bullshit
ain't right.
where you got a dude coming straight in,
That ain't
and
right.
they're saying that the winner of this AJ and Gane fight could be the next in line to fight for the championship. Let's say Ngannou knocks him out. You're gonna tell me this dude that ain't never he didn't put in any of the fucking work that all these other dudes have put in is
That
gonna
ain't
have a
right, bro.
shot
You
3
gotta
fights in.
prove yourself, bro. Gotta prove
Yeah.
yourself, bro. I
Yes.
don't give a
Like
fuck what sport you was over there doing and fighting. You gotta come over here and prove yourself over here. Cause
yeah.
more, we got more motherfuckers over here that you could fight before you just
Mhm.
fighting the top dogs over here. Motherfuckers
Yeah.
ain't even y'all ain't even letting motherfuckers do that out of the Olympics. Just jump straight to the
Yeah.
man. Y'all ain't even letting motherfuckers go pro and do that. So how could he come over here because he in another
Yeah.
combat sport and take and climb the ladder so quick? No, man,
Yeah.
that's the gold spoon. You giving him the gold spoon. Like he don't even know what the mud feel like. Like he ain't been through what these boys that really gonna earn that shit been through.
Yeah.
Hell
Day
nah,
in and
that's
day
not
out in
right,
the
bro.
gym, putting
That's
the work in,
not
sparring,
right,
all
bro.
that shit.
That ain't right,
Like,
bro.
to me,
That ain't
like,
right. I
that's
don't give a fuck how hard you hit, motherfucker. You in.
exactly. What you did in the
listen,
MMA is
you
not
got
what you did in
lure
boxing.
gloves on. You got fucking
Yeah,
mittens on. Come on, man.
yeah,
Nah, you ain't putting
and
this work in that we putting this work in. Like we gotta, man, we could get knocked out at any given chance over this motherfucker, and we gotta fight and stay in this gym and do this
yeah,
motherfucker. You ain't grind like us. That's like a
nah,
motherfucker.
and
That's like a
it's
that's
something
like
that you would never see Dana White do that. Dana White's never going to invite a boxing champion into his sport
oh
to
he
fight
will.
his champion.
He will. If it make him some
You
money, he
think you
will.
think he would? I don't think he would. I don't
If
think he
Floyd
would.
said he wanted to go box, fight the champ over there right now, he will.
You think
It's
he
a
would? I
money
don't
thing.
think. I think he would say if you want to come in and fight one of my up and coming guys, I would invite that. But I don't think he would allow a boxer come in immediately like Ngannou
If it
fighting
makes sense.
champion,
If it makes
the
sense.
champion of. Could you see one of these dudes coming in and say, "I'm going to fight John Jones, the best heavyweight. I'm going
If
to
it
fight
makes
him."
sense.
And if
If
it
it make
made sense,
if it makes sense.
I
If
get yeah, but if you see how Dana White is with the dudes that like he didn't want
if
McGregor
Dana
fighting
White,
Floyd.
if Canelo said he wanted to go over there and fight Bone Jones, he'd
Yeah,
do it.
him and Canelo. Yeah, they don't really like
It
each
just
other,
gotta be
but
it gotta be a name.
mhm,
It gotta be a name. It gotta be somebody known and they gotta make money. He'd do it.
yeah,
He'd love to see that. He'd love to
yeah.
see a boxer come over
I
there and
don't
fight
think
his boy.
he would invite it. I think he would invite him in to fight
But
lower
look,
level guys,
but
but
look
not a
though.
champion.
But look though. Now that we talk about that, look how they doing Clarissa. She got to start from the bottom. She ain't coming over this
Yeah,
motherfucker
that's
and
what I'm
fighting
saying.
y'all.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Like she's
but
starting
she
from the
ain't in the
bottom,
UFC
putting that
though.
work in.
She ain't
No,
in the
no, she's with
UFC. She
who's she
starting
with?
from the bottom.
Prime PFL.
My
Yeah,
prime example. So that's what the fuck they should be trying to do when they trying to come over here and box a motherfucker. And don't
yeah,
jump straight
yeah.
to the left.
Well,
Cause she
Prime's
can
the same
if
people that
that's Clarissa Shield, the best female boxer. She should be able to come right over this motherfucker, go in the UFC and fight y'all best fighter. But she probably
yeah,
don't want to take it that fast because that shit different.
yeah,
Motherfucker could probably grab her and break her arm. So she probably wouldn't learn. See, but that's something that's a different mentality of a boxer and a UFC fighter. A
yeah,
UFC fighter could get a fight going over in 3 minutes. See, a boxer, you ain't just you might not just get in there and knock this motherfucker. You might have to fight this whole 12 rounds. See, that's what
yeah,
make a difference. Like a UFC fighter, that's just the different. It's pros and cons. It's different though. It's
yeah.
different, man. You know what I'm
But
saying?
it's like you said, Marissa's not going over there fighting the champion. She's working her way up, and she's
Yeah,
already had a few. She was in the MMA for a while. She did 3 fights already.
but
You know what I
do
mean
you
in the
think that's a
MMA,
smarter and
but she
wiser
worked
decision to
herself
do
from the
that?
bottom.
Do
Is
you
it
think
wise
that?
on her part? It depends. Like you said, you could get a broken arm and you're not fighting in boxing. But at the same time, with women's boxing, who's next in line for it? A rematch against Savannah Marshall? Outside of that, who's next for Clarissa in boxing at this point? So I like how she's keeping her options to say, look, there's nobody for me in boxing right now. So I'll challenge myself in MMA. I'd like that mindset that she has to keep herself
Yeah.
busy. You know what I mean? But she did make a comment telling Alicia Baumgartner, come to 154 and I'll whoop your ass. She let it be known she also still wants to fight Keith Thurman. I don't know what the beef is with her and Keith, but she want to fight Keith
I ain't
Thurman
gonna
for
look at
some
it. I
reason.
ain't
She's been
about to
on
do
that
that.
since the
Like that.
summertime.
That's like me
Yeah.
watching a tranny being able to do
Yeah,
a
I have no
kickboxing
interest
move.
in watching a dude punch a chick. Like I don't.
I
That's
ain't
not a
doing that
fight
shit.
that's in my.
I'm
Because
not.
Thurman. There ain't no way Thurman gonna go out there and be like, yeah, I'm gonna put this whooping on this chick because that's a no win for him. You know what I mean?
That's
He get
like
knocked out. Everybody can be like, oh,
that's
you got knocked out
promoting
by a
too
chick.
much. That's
Yeah,
promoting too much woman and man. Like,
yeah,
and then you
hate
might
that
get
right. Like women are
the
just
girls
like
and
men.
boys.
Like
You might be able to think little boys might see that and be able it's cool to put their hands on
yeah,
a
yeah,
girl,
and
and
think it's all right to put their hands or fight a
that
girl
ain't
and shit like that.
that
And
ain't
that's
what it
not.
is.
Yeah, that's not the message.
We
I
ain't
think.
even gonna stir that up. Like we ain't gonna
No,
come on, Carissa.
no, and it's
We
like I
ain't
said, it's a
we
no
ain't
win
doing that.
for
We
the
ain't doing
man
that.
overall because if Keith get in there and knock Clarissa out, then everybody can be like, oh,
Sometimes
he
women got
beat
to
up
you just
women.
got to be the just be a woman, baby. It's cool. I mean, it's cool
Yes, yes, be a man,
to
be a woman, and don't worry about.
it's cool to say it and think it and speak it, but don't try to make it reality.
Yeah,
Like No, that ain't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
be
do that
avid
if I
about it.
was Keith Thurman anyway. Like, what I got to
I
prove?
wouldn't I wouldn't even entertain it. Be like,
Put
no
my
way.
hand
Like,
on a woman. So I aspire with you where no cameras or nothing, but we ain't doing that.
yeah, and then females have to do that on the regular. Female fighters
And
have
I
to spar with
and
men
I'm
all the time. You know what I mean? Because of the lack
and
of
then when I
women
seen
in the
her
sport.
get dropped that dude, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with him?
Boy,
You feel me?
she
Like
tried to
that's a
get that.
even
Yeah,
though she a boxer, it's like, what the fuck wrong with him hitting her like that, man? Even though she
yeah,
a
and
boxer, so it's like, nah, that ain't no shit I want to see.
no,
I wouldn't
no.
watch it. I
Yeah,
wouldn't watch
because
it.
you would think that, they're told to, "Hey, go in there, give them that fight," but you're not there to knock her out in sparring, like, it's not
Yeah,
like you're sparring a dude, but I do get that, hey, they do have to spar guys because there's a lack of women in the sport,
yeah,
not enough
spar
in the
definitely
gyms
not.
usually for them to spar against, and shit like that, so I get it, but at the same time, it's not something you don't wanna see a guy knocking a female out in sparring, you don't wanna see that male versus female bullshit being sold in the sport because it's sending the wrong message out there to a lot of young men that, hey, well, shit, this girl say something in class, I'm gonna knock her out. Yeah. But yeah, fucking Danny Garcia. When is the last time Danny Garcia was in the ring? He popped up out of nowhere on my timeline saying he wanted to fight Conor Ben, and I started thinking like, when is the last fucking time I seen Danny Garcia in the fucking
Oh,
ring?
he fought
Did he fight last year or the year
he
before
fought
that?
David Benavidez big brother, and he won
Jose
154.
Benavidez?
He fought him
Okay.
at 154.
Yeah, because I was trying to think that. I was like, I can't remember the last time he
Jose
was
keep
active.
going up. Like he went from 147, 154 to 164. Like
Yeah, yeah. Well, like I said, it was supposed to be 160. He was supposed to act he's actually I think he's labeled at 154 or 160. Like he doesn't like he took that Charlo fight at that catch weight, of course. They said 164. Uh but he said he didn't really like he was coming up, I want to say from 154 or some shit like that as a smaller fighter in that fight. So yeah, I think he's just trying to get them paydays. He's not as good as his brother was. He's decent little talent, but he'll be a journeyman before it's all over with. Make some good money, going in, giving some younger guys some fits and shit like that. Oh
yeah,
man, did you watch that Jack Taylor and or Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall presser?
nah, I ain't looking into it yet.
Man, those dudes. Well, you know about the first fight where Catterall supposedly won that fight. He thinks he won, uh,
Yeah,
but they decided finally after years later to do a second fight. And this I think it's going to be a pretty good war, man. These two dudes hate each other. It was mass shit talking, pushing, trying to punch each other at the presser, the face to face. They was trying to Catterall, man. He on I don't like him because he always be trying to grab people by the throat at pressers, and I'm like,
hmm
"Bro, I'll break your fucking arm, you try to grab my throat like that." Like, and I don't like he talks
Oh,
so much shit
so
too.
that
He's
that
disrespectful.
the
Yeah.
shit they just had, that was,
Yep,
I
yep.
think I seen it when they had their shirts off. That was just recently.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They just recently, yeah, yeah, they was about to pop it up. I want
Did
to
they
say
have their shirts off?
yesterday or the day before.
They
Now
had their
they
shirts
this
off.
one, no, that might have been the one. No, that was the first
That,
one, the very first one. That was in the weigh in
okay.
when Jack had him by, or yeah, Catterall grabbed him by his throat, and he
Okay.
tried to do
Yeah.
the same shit at the
Yeah.
presser again. I was like, bro, I would break this dude's arm. He tried to like he should have fucking hit him with a
Yeah.
motherfucking left. Like, don't put your hands on him. But yeah, they was heated,
Fuck that
face to
money
face,
up.
trying to punch each other. But Catterall kind of comes off. I think his only good fight was against Josh Taylor that one time. I've seen him 2 times since, and he's not been super impressive. But here's the crazy thing: is we talked about Taylor being going up to 147. He demanded this fight be a 140, and he just talked about that was an issue making weight, and that he needed to go to 147, and now he demanded that the fight be at 140
He
against
ain't
Catterall.
impressive to me though. He ain't impressive
No,
to me.
he
That's why
was
that's
against, two fights I saw him in. I was decently impressed by him, but he's not overall since he got unified, he hasn't showed me much, especially
yeah.
in that Teo fight. He got just picked apart.
Yeah,
Uh,
he ain't impressive to me.
But yeah, he's a straightforward fighter. It'll be a good fight between these two guys because they're both straightforward fighters. They're going to get in the middle of the ring and bang it out, and they're building the fight pretty good. They don't like each other.
I don't want this to cut off on you because I'm better than that. You hear me?
All right, let's hurry up and I'll go ahead and let's wrap it up, man. WBC set a mandatory that makes Benavidez a mandatory to Canelo. They'll set that in March. Don't know what that means, if they'll force it or anything like that. Our Saturday fights will break down this weekend for you guys as the WBCO bantamweight title. Alexandro Santiago versus Junito Nakatani. That's over in Japan. That's going to be Saturday night. But then you got the super middleweight Edgar Berlanga versus Pateret McCory. That's going to be a night Saturday. The fights that we break down for you on the Friday show, man. But hey, man, we're gonna wrap this up with you guys. Anything else you want to say, Big Spade?
Man, nah, just catch it next time, man. Catch y'all
That's
next
it.
time. Catch up with us. Listen, like, subscribe, comment. One viewer a day, one subscriber a day is great to us, man. Just
Hell
tune
yeah,
in,
hell
man.
yeah. We're not greedy, man. We'll take what we get from you guys, man.
Huh?
Definitely interact with us more. We'd love to debate with you
Absolutely.
guys a little bit. If we can get more interaction on the comments, man, we could do a live show for you guys, where you guys can interact with us during the show,
Live
take
show,
questions.
we'll bring you on the show, discuss something if you want to
Yeah,
discuss
yeah.
something.
Bring up topics, anything like that, man, and we'll get into a
Yeah,
Q&A on the show with you guys, shit like that. But
right.
like my guy said, like, follow, subscribe, check us out. We're on like 13 different podcast platforms. I can't name them all, but we'll go with the major ones: Spotify, iHeart, Apple Podcasts. We're on that now, and a few other ones, man. But you can check us out on podcasts, listen to us, and then check us out on YouTube, where you can catch us on our weekly recap and our breakdowns, man.
Yeah, get on that bus now. Don't wait.
That's it. That's it. All right, guys, man. Thanks for joining us once again, man. We're going to cut this out. Episode 49 of Bourbon and Boxing, man. We'll check you guys later.
Bourbon and Boxing.